I was just 24, trying to make ends meet while putting myself through college in a small townhouse. My neighbors were friendly enough, except for one guy who seemed to take pleasure in being rude. He'd scowl at me whenever we crossed paths, but it wasn't until he started berating me over my lawn that things took a dark turn. I had dandelions growing alongside the regular grass, and Bob was furious. "You're bringing down the tone of the neighborhood," he'd shout, his anger simmering just below the surface. The final straw came when he hurled insults at my friends who were visiting me, calling me white trash in front of them. I'd had enough of his bullying, and I shot back, telling him to mind his own business. But the real kicker was yet to come. A few days later, a bylaw enforcement officer showed up at my doorstep responding to complaints about noxious weeds on my lawn. I let him in, and together we took a look around, and it turned out he'd been wasting his time. As he apologized and left, I couldn't help but smile knowing that Bob had wasted the officer's time instead. But then an idea struck me. I waited until Bob was sitting on his deck, and then I made my move. I stood at our shared fence, locked eyes with him, and began blowing thousands of dandelion seeds into his yard. The wind carried them far and wide, covering his perfectly manicured lawn in a sea of yellow and white. Bob's face turned red with rage as he realized what was happening. "What's the matter, Bob?" I shouted back, "I'm just getting rid of my dandelions, like you asked." And every time I saw him sitting on his deck after that, I'd send another batch of seeds his way. It was a small victory, but it felt amazing to stand up for myself against someone who had been bullying me.